Hi students, this is Umar, teacher of mathematics. You're watching YouTube channel Maths with Umar. We had seen in the series grade 9 NCERT textbook solutions of chapter 1 number systems. Yes, we have seen it. Now, we are going to see a quiz, and the questions of the quiz, some are good, some are easy, and some are basic. So let us see each question and solve these questions. Fine? Good. Let's go. The first question was pi is dash. So yes, everybody know. So pi is irrational number. Good. So now they have given 4 questions. So this is the second one. You can even note down. So they have given 4 options: root 5, pi, and yes, 0.10, 100, 100, so on. And the fourth one is 0.853, 853, so on. So they have asked which one of the following is a rational number. Yes, we have seen rational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers which can be in the form of p by q. Okay, here no number is given in p by q. And the second definition, what we know is rational numbers are terminating decimals, or, so let us see whether terminating or not. No option, no terminating is given. So another one, non-terminating but repeating. Yes. Yeah, we know, we have studied that root 5 is irrational, pi is irrational. About this, coming to this is a non-terminating decimal, but see the pattern. Is it repeating? No, it is non-repeating. So therefore it is irrational number. Now come to see the last option. So it is non-terminating. Let us see whether it is repeating or not. Yes, it is repeating here, 853, 853, so on. So therefore the fourth option is the rational number. Now let's go for the next one. See, they have asked in the third one 0.25 bar. You have to represent in p by q form. So let us take, everybody knows, let us take 0.2555, so on. So now multiply on both sides with 10 in order to take out the decimal part which is non-repeating. So therefore 10x equals 2.555. And let us take this as first equation, this as second equation. But say here the decimal part of first and second equation are not equal. So we cannot remove the decimal part. For that, you since here recurring decimal is 1, multiply the second equation with 10. So multiplying on both sides with 10. So it will become 100x equals 25.555, so on. So this is the third equation. Now subtract third and second equation. So third minus second. So 100x equals 25.555, so on. And 10x equals 2.555, so on. Subtract, so the decimal part will get cancelled. 25 minus 22, it's 23, equals 100x minus 10x, 90x. So implies x equals 23 by 90 is the option, right? So I hope everybody got this right. So let us go for the next problem. Shall I rub this? Yes. Let us go for the next one. Which of the following is an irrational number? I hope this is fourth question. Square root of 9 by 16. He has given one option. And square root of 20 by square root of 5. This is the second option. And square root of 3, he has given third option, and square root of 49. So you have to find which one is irrational. See, we don't know about these three. We cannot tell directly. Root 3 we have learned it is irrational number. So it is an irrational number. And see, by seeing this we can tell that root 49 is equal to 7. So therefore it is not an irrational number. Now let us do it. 9 is a perfect square and 16 is also perfect square. So square root of 9 equals 3 and square root of 16 is 4. It's in p by q form. So therefore it is not an irrational number. Let us see this. Root 5 is an irrational, but let us simplify this. See, 20 you can write it as 4 times 5 by square root of 5. So can I distribute this root to both? Yes. Root 4 times root 5 by root 5. In numerator and denominator you have the same digit, so therefore they get cancelled, and root 4 is 2, and 2 can be written as 2 by 1 in its simplest form. Therefore this is also not a rational number. Rational number is root 3. Okay, now the next question, I think fifth question, is 2 root 3 plus root 3. They are asking to simplify 2 root 3 plus root 3. How can you simplify? This is one term and this is another term. Is it right? Try it. Pause and try it. Okay. Now, see, in this first term and second term, root 3 is common. Can I write this as root 3 times 1? Yes. So in this first and second term, root 3 is common. Using distributive property, I take it as common. What is left out? 2 plus 1. So it is root 3 into 3. So I will write it as 3 root 3. So this is the option. Fine. I hope everybody understood it. Now, let us go for the next problem. Yes. Sixth problem. If 16 times 8 to the power of n plus 2 is in powers, okay, equals 2 to the power of m, then m equals how much? Okay, see, try to do it, try to think. Before going that, I just want to give you one hint. Okay, see, 2 to the power of m. So 2, it's a prime factor, and you cannot make it more. You cannot make it factorize. You cannot factorize it. Is it right? So 2 to the power of m. This side is okay for me. Go for the left hand side. You can simplify these things. Okay, try to simplify. Yes, now pause it and try it. Simplify left hand side. Okay. Now let us go for that. So left hand side it is given 16 times 8 to the power of n plus 2. Okay, implies, so equals 16. Can you write 2 to the power of 4? 2 2's 4, 4 2's 8, 8 4 6, 8 2 16. So 2 to the power of 4 times, how can you write this? 8. 2 2's are 4, 4 2's are 8. 2 cube. So 2 cube, already power is there, whole to the power of n plus 2. Okay. So that equals 2 to the power of 4 times power over power. What you are supposed to do? Multiply the powers. 2 to the power of 3 times n plus 2. Bases are equal, you have multiplication, so you are supposed to add 2 to the power of 4 plus, now 3n plus 3 times 2 is 6. So that is equal to 2 to the power of 3n plus 10, because these two are like terms, you can add 2 to the power of 3n plus 10. Now it is given that LHS equals RHS. Okay, so what is LHS? 2 to the power of 3n plus 10 equals, what is RHS? 2 to the power of m. Since bases are equal, we can equate the powers. So 3n plus 10 equals m. So we have found the value of m. I hope we understood it, right? So the concept here is, it is very simple, because RHS have the, you cannot factorize the base. So leave it. Now go for the left hand side. Yes, you have numbers where you can simplify them. So first simplify and try to make it. And once you see this, we can understand that 16 is also, you can also write them as 2 to the power of something, and 8 also you can write it as 2 to the power of something. So you have to simplify this. Hope everybody understood this, right? Let us go for the next one. Yes, the seventh problem is also based on exponents. So 2000 whole to the power of 10 equals 1.024 times 10 to the power of k. So he is asking what is the value of k. Okay, see, in algebra we have studied, whenever you want to find the value of an variable, you have to transpose all the constant to other side. Is it right? So we have to apply that. So that means 10 to the power of k is on right hand side. So therefore you keep it like that and send 1.024 also to left hand side. Before doing that, you try to change this decimal part into fractional part. So now let us go. Implies 2000. See, 2000, can I write it as 2 times 1000 whole to the power of 10? Yes, I can write. Now 1.024, can I write it as 1024 by 1000? Yes, we can. So times 10 to the power of k. I don't want to disturb this. Okay, now implies, I will separate them. So I will distribute 10 power to both. So 2 to the power of 10 multiplied by 1000. Can I write this 1000 as 10 cube? Yes, we can write whole to the power of 10. Okay, equals, okay, when I transpose 1024 by 1000 to left hand side, it gets multiplied and reciprocal, right? So 1000 by 1024 equals, left hand side, when it comes this side, only 10 to the power of k is left out. Implies, see, I can multiply, we can multiply directly, but I will take one more step. So power over power, 10 to the power of 30 multiplied by 1000, I will write it as 10 to the power of 3. And 1024, if you are good at squares and cubes and square root squares, so then you can easily understand 2 2 is 4, 4 2 is 8, 8 2 is 16, 16 2 is 32, 32 2 is 64, 64 2 is 128, 128 2 is 256, 256 2 is 512, 512 2 is 1024. So it is nothing but 2 to the power of 10. So I will write it as 2 to the power of 10 equals, what is on the left hand side? 10 to the power of k. So now 2 to the power of 10 and 2 to the power of 10 is numerator and denominator. So I can divide. So it divides and become 1. Is it right? And now same base, powers are different. So add. So 10 to the power of 30 plus 3, 33 equals, what is there on the left hand, right hand side? 10 to the power of k. Since bases are equal, I can easily say that k equals 33. I hope everybody understood. Good? Yes. Let's go for the next problem. So here they have asked, root 6 is a rational number or not? Root 6. Can we simplify root 6? Yes, root 6 can be written as root 2 times root 3, right? So root 6, can I write it as root of 2 times 3? So that is equal to root 2 times root 3. So root 2 times root 3 is an irrational number. Yes, the sum of, he has given the root 6 is not an irrational number, whether it is true or not. Root 6 is not a rational number. Sorry, root 6 is not a rational number. Yes, it is not a rational number. It is irrational number. So true, according to the quiz. Okay. So the sum of two irrational numbers is always an irrational number. Yes. Is it true or false? No, it is false. Sometimes it can be an irrational number also. We have studied that. Now, the next question is, every repeating decimal is a rational. Every repeating decimal is a rational. Yes, sure. Whenever repeating decimal is there, it is a rational number. True. So 3 root 3 is not a rational number. See, 3 root 3 is not a rational number. So what is root 3 root 3? Root 3 is irrational. Multiplying 3 root 3, yes, it is irrational. He has given that 3 root 3 is not a rational number. Yes, true, because it is an irrational number, right? Simple. And now the next question. Yes, let us go for this. Root 8 plus root 32 minus root 2 equals 5 root 2. He has given this and he is asking whether it is true or false. See, when we see here, mainly LHS and RHS. RHS you have 5 root 2. They are simplified. You cannot break down into factors, more factors, right? So therefore, let us solve this LHS. So take LHS. Yes, root 8. Can we write it as 8? 4 times 2. Yes. Now, here 32. Can we write it as 2 times 16? Yes, we can write minus root 2. So that equals what is root 4? 2 and root 2. 2 root 2 plus root 2 we cannot solve, we cannot simplify, but root 16, yes, it is 4. So can we write it as 4 root 2 minus root 2? Understood? Now here also root 2, root 2, root 2, like terms. So 2 root 2 plus 4 root 2, 6 root 2. 6 root 2 minus root 2, 5 root 2. So is LHS equal to RHS? Yes, true. Okay. So if anybody has doubt in this, root of 2 times 16. Okay. So can I distribute this root according to the law of exponents for real numbers? Yes, we can. In multiplication we can. In division also we can distribute. But addition and subtraction we cannot distribute. So root 2 times root 16. So that is equal to root 2 times root 16 is 4. So that is equal to 4 root 2. This is how we did it. Okay. So this is how we did it. Now anyway the answer is yes. Left hand side also we got 5 root 2. Right hand side also we got 5 root 2. Then let us go for the next one. Yes. 1 minute. Yes. What is the next question? 256 to the power of 0.16 times 256 to the power of 0.09. It's very simple. Okay. See, 256 we have seen 200, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s 32, 32 2s 64, 64 2s 128 and 128 2s 256. So it is 2 to the power of 8. So let us do 2 to the power of 8 And 0.16, can I write it as 16 by 100? Yes, I can write. Times 256, I am writing as 2 to the power of 8. Okay. And 0.09, can I write it as 9 by 100? Because after decimal you have two decimal places. After point you have two decimal places. So I can write it as 9 by 100. So now power over power, I will multiply 2 to the power of 8 times 16 by 100 multiplied by 2 to the power of 8 times 9 by 100. See, I will not change anything because bases are equal. You can add the powers, and here 100 and here 100. So there will be like terms. So it is easy to add. So that equals 2 to the power of 16 8s are, I think, 108. No, 8 6 are 48 and 8 1s are 128. So it is 128 by 100 times 2 to the power of 8 9s 72. 72 by 100. Okay, is it fine? So 8 16s, 8 6 are 48 and 8 1s are 8, 128 and 8 9s are 72. So now here bases are equal and they are in multiplication, so I can add the powers. So 2 to the power of 128 by 100 plus 72 by 100. So that equals 2 to the power of, when like terms, the denominators are equal, you can add the powers. 128 plus 72, I think it is 200 by 100. So 100 how many times in 200? That is equal to 2 square. So that equals 4 is the answer. Very simple, right? Is it fine? If you have any doubt, please comment so that I can know and I can come back to you. So he has given the next one. Every rational number, it is a natural number, it is an integer, it is a real number, it is a whole number. Yes, we have seen the chronology of number systems, right? We have seen it. So the innermost circle will be, yes, natural numbers. This is natural numbers. Next, whole numbers. Next, it is integers. And after that, we have rational numbers and we have irrational numbers. Irrational and the whole, all, they belong to real numbers. Okay, this is the chronology of the number system. Now what he is asking, every rational number is a natural number. Sorry, every rational number is a natural number. Is it good? No. So it is false. Every rational number is not a natural number because whole numbers, integer and they are not natural numbers. They are separate. So it cannot be. So from inside to outside it is true. And integer, every rational number is an integer. Is it? Every rational number is integer or not? No, you cannot say every rational number is an integer. It is false. Then every rational number is a real number. Every rational number is a real number. From inside out it is right. So every rational number is a real number, right? And every rational number is a whole number. Every rational number is a whole number. Outside in is wrong. So therefore here every rational number is a real number. Inside out, right? Okay. Now between any two rational numbers there is no rational number. You know the concept. Between any two rational numbers there are infinite rational numbers. So let us see. No rational number, it is false. Is exactly one rational number. How can it be? No, false. Are infinitely many rational numbers? Yes. Are only rational numbers? No irrational numbers. No, you have irrational numbers also. So yes, you have infinitely many rational numbers. The decimal expansion of root 2. He is asking the decimal expansion of root 2. A finite decimal, is it a finite? No, because it is non-terminating. False. 1.41421 so on. Non-terminating, recurring. So is it non-terminating, recurring, repeating? No, it is non-terminating and non-repeating. and then non-terminating and non-recurring is the answer. Okay, next up, there are two answers, 1.4142 and then non-terminating and non-recurring. Okay, so these are the answers, and yes, so hope you have understood these questions, and you can practice it. Once you practice, see, listening to this video will not help you out. You have to practice it. You please practice, note down the questions and practice, then only you can solve the problems by your own. Okay, if you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe, share it to your friends so that they can also learn concepts of mathematics, and let us meet in the next coming videos. Good night.